This is the second time that our case has been
Ma'am,
rescheduled.
ma'am, stop. All right, we don't blurt things out in the court of law, okay? All right, and I will not tolerate this, all right? Okay, well, you'll just tell your side of the story. Ma'am, when I tell you you can speak, but until then, you stop right now, understood? This is my court of law and you're not allowed to do this. You're gonna make a proper decorum and you're gonna do the right thing, ma'am, so you can get angry all you want, but I can get more angry and I'm the guy with the gavel that gets to do what I need to do, ma'am. So sit back and let me review this matter and I will let you know what I'm gonna do. Thank you. Of course, the child in this matter is long since emancipated. All right, now, Ms. Rodnax, what do you understand the reason you're here today for, ma'am? What do you think?
Well, last month when we were scheduled, I talked to the gentleman, and as far as I know, it's for to started getting child support for reinforcement. When I spoke to him, he told me that he was going to allow me to speak with you, which he never did, and he kept saying the same thing. I got kicked out of the courtroom, out of the waiting room, the break room once after I talked to him, and he came back and just said that he was going to reschedule it. I sat online all day like I did today. I had to work, so I couldn't take off. So I've been at work all day. I'm just now getting off. I've been on this phone all day. I got logged out once, but I've been here. When the young lady came to the courtroom, or they put me in the break room, she came in and I couldn't hear her at first. And then when I could hear, then she went out the break room. So I haven't spoke with anyone, but as far as I know, I'm here to get everything reinforced. I know Mr. Walker said that he could, pay a certain amount each month, and that's what we were supposed to be doing today because they rescheduled it last month.
Okay, ma'am. So everything I see on here is still involving the original enforcement cause of action against Mr. Walker, correct? There's nothing new because the child is well over past 18 a long time ago.
Yes.
Okay. All right, and of course, Mr. Mr. Brimhall was your attorney, sir, but is no longer. You don't have legal counsel at this time. Is that correct, Mr. Walker? Are you there, man? Are you there, sir?
Looks like he just logged out.
I've seen his device appear and disappear all day, and I was not able to speak with him either.
Okay. All right. All right. All right, ma'am. Again, what it looks like is this is an enforcement cause of action. Mr. You've been in this courtroom live before, and
yes.
I've held him in contempt since to 180 days, and that's what we're back here on because that's the only thing still that's before the court that I can see because the child has turned 18 and there's no current regular child support owed, just that old judgment amount.
Right.
Okay. And
I did agree to remove the arrears so can make it affordable for him to afford. He did say he can pay up to $400 a month. We agreed to that last time, and then the guy just rescheduled it.
All right then. Well, right now, ma'am, it looks like. Oh, all right. Enforcement cause of action. Under the new COVID protocol, he would need to appear here live. You would not need to, ma'am, because, but again, you're looking at trying to reduce this to a judgment and just start getting the repayment done. You're not worried about me putting him in jail at this point, are you, ma'am?
No, because Judge, to be honest, we've been doing this for my daughter's going to be 27 years old. We've been doing it for the last 20 years. And it's like, we go to court, get everything set up, and it's just like the same thing over and over. If I can just do away with the arrears, let them pay $400 to get the balance paid off, I'm fine with that. I'm just ready to be done with it because my daughter's grown, and this is 2 decades of going to court back and forth with this, and it's like nothing is. I'm just kind of ready to be done with it. And if y'all can just approve him to pay $400, get that over, reduce the arrears, and let it be done with, I'm fine with that.
All right, ma'am. I'm trying to figure out if I can legally do that without making him show up live before me. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's again. This is enforced, but obviously I've got no problem with you reducing it down to an amount and ordering the repayment at $400. That's an agreement. But Mr. Walker's back in again. So But based on everything else, I still got to do something with that enforcement that's still out there, and how many days he still may have. So that means I've got to get Mr. Walker in here into a live hearing, ma'am. There's no way around that.
Okay. And also I have a question. I know pre-pandemic he went to jail for the back child support or what have you. I know he's gone like twice. He asked me if I received any monies from that. I have not. I think I got a check about for like $200 maybe 2 months ago on the card. And the card or whatever seems to be restricted, and none of the monies that he's been sending in been going to the account. So I don't know what's going on there. I asked the gentleman I spoke with last month, and he couldn't give me an answer. That's why he said he was resetting it, but I still haven't heard anything from that.
All right, here's the deal, ma'am. Again, everything's supposed to, so you're getting some funds from the state disbursement unit, and the father is alleging that he's paid some bond money or just some regular child support.
He said both, and he said he's been sending it to Belton, to the courthouse.
No, ma'am, you can't do it. Bell County Courthouse hasn't taken any child support payments in the last 15 years now. If he got bonded out of jail in Bell County, that may be sitting there, but child support, nothing like that comes through Bell County anymore, and hasn't for a long time.
Okay.
All right, ma'am. I hate to do this, but I'm looking like I'm gonna have to order Mr. Walker in here on an enforcement docket. The next one I have is the first Wednesday in August, and I look like I will need to order him here for that live hearing. And if you want to make sure it goes as best as possible, ma'am, you would need to appear instead of via Zoom, because obviously we're having trouble with Zoom. That you would actually need to appear at that hearing where I can get this thing finalized one way or the other. Because I got to deal with the fact that he still got a jail sentence hanging over his head, and I got to either place him on probation or place him on a recess of commitment and figure all that out.
Okay.
Let me double check my. Is that Mr. Walker? He's got a real bad connection also.
He just logged back in.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm on here.
Yes, sir. I know. I see you. You're back.
My deal keep coming in and out. I sent $1,000. She got my baby got $180 some.
Mr. Walker, Mr. Walker, if you don't calm down, I'm gonna calm you down, sir. All right. I'll issue the warrant.
No, sir.
Okay. All right, here's the folks.
I understand.
Don't sit here and yell at me, okay? This is not my fault. This is not my doing, okay? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. And Mr. Walker, I'm looking at ordering you to come in for a live hearing where I can deal with whatever 180-day sentence you got left, either suspend you and get that taken care of, and get the money part taken care of too. You say you paid money in. Well, I've got nothing here to show that in this court file, and I got to go through the whole file to see whether or not there are any cash bonds that you said that may or may not have been set up, but right now I'm not finding them. So I'm looking at, sir, you remember when you used to have to come in because you were held in contempt. You had to show up to the court and tell the court what's been going on. You remember that, correct, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right then. Well,
I'm not trying to yell at you. It might sound like I'm yelling at you. I'm not trying to do any yelling. All I'm saying is the bail money that I have made bail on, my baby haven't seen none of that. I did send $1,000. Right. I got the paperwork to show him, and my baby only got $100 and some. I'm not trying to. Sir.
You're gonna have to bring that paperwork in to me. You're gonna have to. Do you have any? You only have the one child support case. Did you get, Mr. Walker? Do you have more than one child support case? You're muted, sir.
Yes, I think his phone went off. Yes, it's only.
Mr. Walker, do you have more than one child support case?
No, sir, I don't. I have more than one child, but not more than one child support case.
Okay. All right, here's the deal, Mr. Walker. I've got a live enforcement docket, which your case really is, set for August the 2nd. I'm looking at putting you on that, and you got to show up here, and you got to bring your paperwork with you, and I got to wait through it because again, I don't think I can do this one online. This one has to be done live. That's what the enforcement docket is for, and that's why I still have those on the first Wednesdays of the month. Where are you located, sir?
Okay.
Which city you live in? Mr. Walker? Mr. Walker, you're muted again, sir.
Say again, I'm sorry.
Which city you live in, sir? No, he's gone again. Well, he may be back there in the background. Ms. Rodnax, I'm looking at coming here, Rodnax, I'm looking at coming here, setting this for a live docket, and that way I can just go through the file, get y'all's testimony and get this thing done. And I'm looking at August the 2nd in the morning. And I can, and I'll make sure that y'all the first thing we take up that morning. But that's about the best I can do on this one, ma'am.
I can't. I have an ill husband of 25 years, and I've taken all my days off at work. I don't have any other days off. I can only do it by Zoom until I get more vacation time.
All right, ma'am. Well, I'm looking at setting this up for a hearing where he has to appear live. You can still appear by Zoom, but it'd be a lot easier if you were live. But obviously, you don't have the time to do it. The time to do it as far as sick leave or general leave from your job. And I've got no problem with you doing it. It's just it just makes it a little bit more difficult, ma'am. But we'll go through it. But I've got a docket for the August the 2nd. Will that work? But because the next docket is not until that first Wednesday in September. So which works best for you, ma'am?
Yes, August the 2nd is fine.
All right, I see Mr. Walker's back in here. Mr. Walker, I'm looking at setting this on August the 2nd. I'll allow Ms. Rodnax to appear live, but I'm going to require that you only appear by Zoom. But I'm going to have to require you come in, and you need to bring all that paperwork that you say you have, so I can get it introduced in evidence and give you any and all proper credit you're entitled to, sir. Mr. Walker, can you hear me, sir? You're muted again. All right, well, he's phased out again. Anyway, that's what I got to do on this one, folks. So again, Ms. Rodnax, I'm looking at resetting this for a live docket for Mr. Walker. You can appear by Zoom. You get the Zoom code on this, and that's Wednesday, August the 2nd. And like I said, if you're here live, I can take you up first with no problems. But I'll have Ms. Hubbard make sure that that you're still taking up first, or at least be given get before me as fast as they can, and start getting all the information and showing you what Mr. Walker has brought in as far as any type of paperwork is concerned, showing what he's paid one way or the other.
Okay.
All right, my apologies, ma'am, again, but you know, in my morning speech, I say we don't normally do enforcement actions on general docket dates, and this is why, because I can't get anything done because I can't see the evidence. So anyway, ma'am, you're okay with Zoom? He has to appear, and I'm not sure why. I'll have to look at and see why I let his lawyer go last time. But I may, after I read this, I may go ahead and appoint him a new lawyer just to iron things out and make sure everything gets in properly. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, I'll do that after. I'll do that after docket today or in the morning. But I'm gonna keep the file at Ms. Hubbard, and I'll go in and. But I do want to reset for the hybrid docket on Wednesday, August the 2nd. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right.